Boy, we got a show for you today, man. Let's fix that over there. Get our logo up. Alright, guys. Man, you're not gonna believe this shit. Fucking. Let me get that phone. Down to here. Alright. My God, we've had some insane weather the past days. So fucking crazy, my man. I'll be showing you the garden in another video. We probably had some of the worst wind ever that come down here, and I'm gonna show you some security. I got some security cameras that'll show you what exactly happened to the garden. And it just started raining again. So to fear not, the garden is holy crap, it's hard. Alright, it's gotta be a fucking hard day of rain. Jesus. Alright, so I'm gonna have to put the tarp on my plants. Shit, I gotta close this skylight. Fucking rain coming. Woo! Alright, let me do a dab. Anyone out there? Do this dab. Chill out. I know most of you watch this show on the replay, so you can skip around however you want to skip or chill and smoke. I'm just putting this, getting the gas lit. I got a new tank. We're gonna take ourselves a dab. Try to relax for a second. Now it just stopped raining. Off and on. So I didn't put the cages on my plants yet. I was gonna cage it, didn't have time to cage. Had to go. Had to leave. Had shit I had to do. So what happened was, I left the netting on. You know, I want to keep the netting off. I want to let all those fucking leaf miners and shit. And now I'll get on the leaf miner shit just a little early now. I'm going to get into that a little later. I'm going to show you some photos of the shit I've killed, man. I found them. I've identified them. So far, we got a few species of leaf miners. We got the one that looks like a little wasp fucker thing. And then we got the ones that are the apple tree leaf miners. Now, there's an apple tree feet away from my mound. I got an apple tree. And it's huge, loaded with apples. It always has these bugs fucking with it. This is the first year that I decided to put the netting on early, which was a mistake. Because all the bugs through winter, that lay their eggs in there. Oh yeah, baby. All the fuckers that laid their eggs in there end up getting stuck in there and then forced to feed off of the plants. my cannabis in the tent instead of flying out and, you know, going after like apple trees and the other shit that they normally go after. So I've got that netting all off now. I got it all off, but I'm going to quickly show you now exactly what happened. So we have my pyramid. We'll just do a little odd shape like that. Now I've got a pyramid within the pyramid, kind of like this, right? This entire thing flipped this way, as so, staying attached. And now, mind you, there's a whole netting around it, like this. And I got cinder blocks all around it. The wind was so strong that it lifted up and tossed these like little cinder block bricks like this way and just flipped the whole thing that way, which then dropped the canopy down on all the plants. And what that did was, luckily, it didn't crush any of the plants. Not the big one, not the other one, but my plant over here, and some other plants. The net was on it, and it must have happened in a daze. It must have went all, because these branches are now like this. The leaf, and all these like nodes come up like this, all over it. So now it's like it basically like trained my plant, completely flattened it out. Didn't break any of the branches. It just it just lowered everything on me. Now it was already low to begin with, so I'm like, shit, man, got me looking like a fucking That Guy Channel 2 plant now. The other ones are like, all right. This is the main one that got fucked, which is a really good high plant that I like, but wasn't as good as the high there. And then of course I got the A there, and the main one that survived the snows there, and a bunch of little scared fuckers. And I got D over here. Wasn't all right. So all that shit said, now this may have been something good that happened. I mean, it didn't damage anything. It didn't harm it necessarily, but it like, I don't know if it's called super cropping or what, but that fucker just like bent everything down and just started growing, and now it's like all fucking. It's like trained perfectly, but I mean, I didn't want to train it. I already was training it short, so now it's even more scrunched down. So whatever, it'll be interesting. I looked at it and it's like perked up, and but still, it trained it, man. Trained it. I guess that would be a way of training a plant, just sticking the net over it and letting it weigh the fuckers down and shit. That'd probably be probably the best thing. To get the music back on. All right, so now that we've talked about what happened to the garden and all that shit, now here's the thing with that. Here's a big thing with that. If I had not put the netting on, and I didn't have anything fucking caged, because that's why I had the net on. My plan was to remove the net. It's not going on. I've got these fucking leaf miners in there, and they can't get out, so they're forced to feed on the plants in there. I understand that. It's not really their fault. I'm an idiot for putting the net on so soon. But the net was mainly a wind guard, because I was just being so lazy putting the cage up. I should have had him caged. So if I did not put this netting on, I am not joking, this wind was so strong and so powerful. I have never seen anything in my yard, like, not just this, things in my yard just thrown across my yard. It's like the wind blew so fucking crazy. And of course, I'm on a higher elevation here. So like, I got the security footage. I'm going to show it. I'm going to show some of it. I don't like to show everywhere my cameras are. I'll have to switch it up. But I want to show the camera. I got some on my fish that should show that I can show. I don't want to show my other security cameras. But I could show that one, and I'm pretty sure you're going to see that fucker just go flying, man. Woo! Crazy shit, dude. So that's the story with that. Now we can get into this whole fucking leaf miner shit. Load up. Then that's being a little slow. Okay, so you all seen the yellow leaf miners I've been showing. Like, they looked like kind of like waspy things. And I've been seeing these other fucking things. And you saw how I zoomed up at the top of my net, and it was just full of these fuckers flying around. I mean, full of it. Well, crazily enough, today and the days before, I've been killing these too. I just thought they were like moths, but nope. The damage even matches perfectly. Perfectly matches. And when I show you, hey, stop loading that. Oh, stop loading. Sorry about that. Let's see if we can find the photo of an actual one. There's one right there. See that little fucker? Apple tree leaf miner. There it is, right there. The little son of a bitch. You little dirty bastard, right there. There he is, that little leaf miner. You see that little bastard right there? Right on the left-hand side. That's the fucker doing it. And he's some of the damage, and the other ones are some of them. So I got the nematode spray put down. I got all that shit. I'm just going to keep the netting off these little fucking the garden, and they'll go after the apple trees. These are apple tree leaf miners. They want to eat apples. They want to eat the apple trees. It's full of apples. They'll go there. They'll leave my shit alone. So that's what we're just gonna have to do. And I'm gonna have to cage my plants. And fuck this. You know what I mean? So like, who says that growing outdoors is magic? It is not magic. You got so many things you got to put up with and deal with. One thing is the fucking rain. Now, the rain has got me like, fuck, man. We're getting like rain all week again. I look at the weather forecast I'm getting, man. It's like rain all week. All on the East Coast. Not just me. So, like, I got multiple state here. So, like, both areas are fucked with the rain. So now I'm like, fuck, I gotta put the plastic on my plants. Now that's easy enough. I can just lay some plastic up there. I don't have to block anything and trap anything in there. You know what I mean? I can just, have it just cover the tops of the plants, right? I'll maybe try to get some large umbrellas or something like, you know what I mean? But whatever. But then I got the wind, dude. The fucking wind has never been this crazy as it ever's been this year. Like, let me open the skylight now. This fucking rain's gone. I can't believe this fucking wind. So, I mean, that's a problem right there in its own now. So I get the wind fucking around. I get the rain nonstop. And I got leaf miners. But the plants are looking awesome. They're growing big. And, well, I don't know what the fuck's in the big one that's growing there, but they seem to have wanted that one. And the leaf miners haven't really fucked with anything else. They just fuck with my nice big one. You know what I'm saying? Which kind of, I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know if I'm going to like the weed that plant is, so maybe it's good. Then again, maybe it's the best shit we've ever had, and fuck, just getting fucked up. But, I mean, these are leaves that I was going to pluck anyway. Their major problem is the rain, and all the rain that we're getting. And how it just, because there's so much rain, it's not washing the fertilizer. Now, if I was doing cocoa outside, like I was planning on doing, I was talking to Carl, I was going to get the cocoa grow outdoors, I was going to fill an entire bed with cocoa, and just, have it constantly water, and do the cocoa thing. I had this whole thing up. As you remember, I had taken very, very strong notes on what Carl said to do. I was even in contact with Carl. But then they brought up all this drama against me and talked so much shit, called me all these things that I'm not and shit. So I was like, fuck this. I now can't trust Carl, because I can't trust that they haven't gotten into his head. He's just not going to be like, fuck you. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not going to go experimenting with cocoa if I don't have a cocoa guy to like tell me. And I'm not going to listen to anyone else except for Carl on that front. You know what I mean? Just waste of time, right? So maybe in the future I'll get back in touch with him and try to do a cocoa. Now I do have his plan, but dude, I don't know. It was risky. But if I had done cocoa, I would have been winning right now even more, because this constant watering, that's what cocoa, you can't overwater it, right? I mean, I could just keep feeding it and having the watering that the rain's doing, just do awesome feeds to the friggin' thing, right? But whatever. I would have still done the mound anyway. I would have just had 1 or 2 grows like that. But I think that maybe people should try cocoa outside. I don't know why people don't dig a big pit and like line the bottom properly, and then just stick cocoa in there. Do an outdoor cocoa grow. You know what I mean? But not in a pot. I'm saying in the ground. In the ground where the magic happens. As they say. What it basically is doing in the ground, it's just controlling your environment to the fucking roots. The problem that we get around here is the sun beats down on those pots so hard, man, you'll fry your roots. Unless you got like a pot big enough, dude, this sun here will cook your shit. So that's why I like putting my roots in the ground, because it kind of gives a little barrier to all the heat and stuff. But yeah, there's the fucking bastard right there. Apple tree leaf miners. Now we got the fucking shit fucked up. So I don't even know if I'm still on right now. I think I am, though. Again, this tablet's cracked. I am getting it fixed. I just been recording so much shit. Alright, so I wonder if I can change some shit. See, now I'm trapped. I'm stuck in this little fucking shit, but see if I can alright. Bingo, we're back. Are we live? Still, we are live. Very good. Alright. That's all we need. One thumb up. We got. I may just have to do that fucking shit, man. Elm, tomato. That's a locust does there. See, I had the ones that did the squiggles. Remember I showed you the squiggle ones? And I showed you the ones that look like that. Yep, that's the apple tree, fucker. Those fucking apple tree ones. Leaf miners. We got the darker ones. See, that's a darker one. The one I killed was the light one. It was like white. Exactly like that. Crushed them today. I got some insect frass coming. There's another one. That's exactly what it looked like, that dirty little skunk. So, and I guess that's what they do. They look like that fucking thing and they just crawl around. So I can get like that netting off and I'll get predators. They'll come. They'll get in there. I'll have natural predators from the outside. These fuckers will leave. They'll go to my apple trees. No more netting. No more netting until there's flowers on those plants. And at that point, like, the bugs are gone. You know what I mean? You don't want to net in. Here's some advice I'm giving you all, which is why I made this video. Do not net your plants in like first thing in the year. Don't do it and keep them netted in. What I did was, as soon as I was able to do it, oh shit, we got some thunder out there. First thing I did when I was able to do it was I put that netting up. And I put the net over it because I was figuring I'm going to have a clean environment inside, and I'm just going to make that environment clean. And I'm not letting nothing in. Not realizing that shit, I had shit that laid eggs before the netting went on. And I had shit from the previous year that laid some shit in there. And when I put the netting on it, it not only like hatched and attacked the plant, did its thing. I kept the netting on it, and then those hatched and laid eggs, and then did it. I still kept the netting on. I was like, what the fuck? Thinking I could treat it. And then they did it again, and then I was like, whoa, ho, that netting's coming off. And I started treating it, and sadly, the netting didn't come off. But God did something to where he was like, that netting's coming off, and sent some winds through that just flipped that fucking pyramid. I'm telling you, man, I had been growing with pyramids, and that shit's locked in the ground, man. It's locked in, and it's separated from the pole connection. Like it was still like the end that came undone was still in the ground, but the hook connection between one pole and the other one came out, and that thing is tight. It's tight, so it would have had to lift it so strong that it yanked that out while still keeping the other pole in the ground. It like muscled it right out, and it just kept blowing it out. Crazy ass shit. That's like a hurricane. I don't know what the I don't know why like those winds weren't reported, but like, dude, that's a crazy fucking storm that just came through. Woo! Again, when I saw it, I was like, holy crap! Like, remember I said that's where it splits? I showed you how the big plant I got, the way I trained it, it had that part where that could split, right? Because of the way it just branches off. I was like, that fucking had to split. It split. I was going over it at night. I was looking at it, and I was like, holy mackerel. I said that fucking thing didn't split. I said it's still there. It's still intact. Looked at it all today. It's still intact. And the only thing it did was because the netting actually fell on them too. Some of them, the netting like weighed the branches down, kind of like I was training it, and then like they're now stuck like that. Like they don't really want to come up. So like I was saying, that might even be a cool way people could train their plants. Like instead of actually physically bending the branches and making it like have that knuckle or whatever, you could stick it that's like a netting over it that's so heavy, but you light lets light through that it'll like just spread everything out flat, and then you leave that on for a day or two and like take it off and it's done, and you just let it freaking grow. I don't know. That's a method right there. Now again, like I'm looking at this plant and not all of them. The other ones are good, but that one on that corner, and I'm like, my God, I've seen this before, and it looks like that guy Channel Two, like what he tries to do to his plants, like you see, like the way the plants like it's down, it's so low, it's on the ground, it's down, man, and it's spread like down, like that thing looks so sad right now. I almost don't want to show it, but I probably should. Cause it's like kind of interesting on what it fucking did to this thing. I don't know how it flattened this plant out the way it did, and it didn't kill it or snap anything. It blows my mind because we had rain and shit. So like shit, man. Yeah, and I also had like a coyote come through. Or well, actually, no, it was a fox. So I had a fox come through like 3 days before, digging in my garden because remember that night I said fuck this, I'm undoing the net and I'm just gonna let them fucking the bugs out. So I did that, and then a fucking little fox comes around, stuck digging in my garden, dug some bones up I buried, dug up a rib. I had beef rib. It dug up, just left on the surface. So I kind of was like, fuck this. I just fucking covered it up. I left the bone out. They bring deer bones in my yard. I mean, I wish I could show you how many like deers, wolves, and foxes I've like caught on my security cameras this year. There's tons of them everywhere. Several of them, and they bring these like bones to my yard. They're like chew toys to them, and they're like leg bones of like deers, like spinal cords, like skulls. They'll bring this like animals, of course. They'll bring this shit to my yard, and they'll just like leave them there, and I'm like, that's a really cool like bone right there. Like there was like a deer leg bone or some shit, and I was like, that's perfect. Like it looked like a Halloween like display thing. It was like a fucking perfect bone that you'd see on like the Flintstones or something weird like that. Like it had the little bumps on either side and it was long. I was like, what the fuck? Look at this thing. I kind of wanted to keep it, but I was like, okay, that's their little like chew toy. So I left it there. And then like days later, I came back to it, and dude, it was gone, and there was like this white stuff, like bits all over the ground, and then right next to it, a huge dump. It had to have been a coyote or a wolf or something. Just a massive turd, and it was all white, which meant that it ate the bone that was there and just like shit it out or something. So like that's kind of crazy. Like they're like apparently they're like killing the animals, bringing the bones here, and then they're like feasting on the bones and stuff and chewing them up and things like that. I'll show you some of the bones. I got a fox skull. I got like a deer spine. I kind of got it out there. I kept the fox skull. I thought it was kind of cool. I've got that in my garage. It's nice, pure white. It's all nice and like clean. And what I hear is these battles between the fox and the coyotes or the wolves or whatever, too. And what they'll do is they'll find a foxhole and they'll dig it and they'll kill them. They'll dig them till they dig them out and they'll kill the fox, eat the fox. So they eat each other too. These things are crazy. And down behind my yard over there, I should probably show it. I made a habitat for them because I had all these stumps and shit, tons of stumps, tons of shit, and I have this huge. You wouldn't believe how big it is. It's pretty fucking awesome. Like habitat for them to like make dens in and shit, and that's where they're leaving the bones all around. So I know they're in there. I'm recording them all around it. Have not had any problems with any like woodchucks eating my vegetables. I like them around. I like them. I just worry like when like obviously like the family dog does not live here. There's a family dog, but he's not really mine. He's my parents, and they live like somewhere else, so I don't really have to worry about that. But I do worry if they ever visit. Like I'm worried that they could get attacked. You know what I'm saying? It's not too safe around here. Like there's wild animals. Um, I'm just gonna be honest. Me personally, going out at night around and walking around, I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. I have to bring like a spear or some shit with me or something like that, or you know what I mean, a knife or something. I just you don't want these fuckers to get someone. But like you just gotta make your shit known. Like you gotta get like I get like a metal rod, and I'll take that and I gotta look at the garden at night sometimes, and it's pitch black. And you can hear them all around you. What you gotta do is you get the club and you kind of bang bang on like a metal fence I got, and I kind of go like, ah, ah, you know what I mean? Like human guttural like noises like that, and it just lets them know, hey, I'm here, and I'm gonna fuck you up. It kind of scares them away, and they know I'm not like a deer or a predator animal. I start like banging stuff, and like they don't want to fuck with it. But I also wouldn't fucking go in the woods where you get hit with a pack of them or some shit. But they're around, man, digging up my bones, dude. Like I said, I like to put the bones in, not for this year, but like I'm saying next year, the year after that. Like those things slowly break down, and they do add to the biology of your soil. I like them. Problem is, you got some assholes that come around and they'll just dig your shit. They'll dig in your shit. But normally they don't. That doesn't happen. This is the first time in like since I've been doing it that an animal's dug up a bone. Oh, I shouldn't say that because I've done it in my vegetable garden. They dug that up many years ago. But like recently, I haven't had any problems with them digging shit up. Of course, I like bury it, and usually I have a fence. The fence is kind of like flattened a little bit, and because the freaking wind came through, and when I had to take the thing down and flip it over, I didn't uh, I didn't have everything locked the way it should have been, and animals went in, which they never do. I'm surprised. So everything's locked and secured now, like it should. We got more rain coming down. Just started raining pretty bad again. It rained, rain, rain. You're gonna get overwatered roots. You're gonna get the fucking all sorts of fucking problems. Yep. That's why the plastic's going on. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to put plastic over these fuckers, you know? Uh, or maybe I can like put a layer of plastic over the soil so that the water runs off and it doesn't go into the ground. You know what I mean? But then it's gonna go in the leaves. See, that's a problem, man. When it's constantly like your plant will absorb water through the leaves. So, and if this is any indication of the early year that we're getting, dude, if we get this type of rain in the fall, it's over, baby. It's over, man. We're gonna have you're gonna have bud rot. You're gonna have rotten buds. So take my advice now. If you live in Massachusetts or New England, figure out a way now to cover your plants for fall. You don't have to do it now, but you have to have that plan for when fall comes around. And I'm just speaking from experience. It's not easy. I've done it. I did it last year. It's not easy. It is not easy. I'm just letting you know. If well, then again, my plants were really big. I had massive, giant plants. Two of me stacked up wouldn't be able to get to the top on one of the fucking monsters. I'm not doing that this year. I don't want to do that this year. This year I've trained them out. I got rid of all the fluff and crap, and I've got little bushes, and they've been crunched down to even smaller bushes. So I should be able to get something going. I should be able to make some sort of TP friggin' plastic thing over that shit. Because they're small and low enough now where I have no excuse except these fucking things, like, because it's so cloudy, if I put plastic over it, that's going to cut the UV light out. And I'm running serious risk of these fuckers going into flower. I'm running risk as it is now of them going into flower. The only reason why they haven't is because, shit, we're way past 8 o'clock at night and it's still light out. It's still daylight out. So cloudy or not, they're getting it. But as for the other years and last year where it was nothing but sun, awesome weather, dry, so I could just water it myself and it was perfect. Yeah, we got something different this year. And, you know, we'll adjust to how we have to do it. If that means I've got to take bud early, I take bud early. I'm not going to fight like a whole month of rain. You know what I mean? We're going to get the buds right and we're going to fucking take them. Now, people probably like, hey, you've been talking greenhouses. You've been saying you were getting a greenhouse this, greenhouse that. I have located greenhouse. I have located a few greenhouses. And surprisingly, there's a company. They'll sell me everything I need to connect the poles and all the stuff like a greenhouse for like 200 and something bucks. But I'll have to go to Home Depot or the whatever store and buy the poles and the bending, the pipe bender required to bend the pipe like it is. And then they say I'm supposed to cover the pipe with a spray that's kind of like got an armor rubber armor. It's not rubber. It's like I forget the construction thing that they do, or like the sealer. There's a sealer out there. You spray it. It's black. It covers it, and it'll prevent the metal from touching the plastic, because they're saying that over time, the what was it? Ionization of the metal with over time, and the plastics touching will cause the greenhouse plastic to deteriorate over time. And that stuff costs a lot of money. So they say to coat it with that. Okay, fine, good. Yeah. My problem is the freaking wind, dude. Woo, woo, woo. Man, dude. If I had set that up already, I'm thinking that thing would have got destroyed. Now, I found a company that they have a greenhouse, and it's like a shitty greenhouse, but like the covering's crap. I've read the reviews, but the metal part is like perfect. Everyone in the thing says the metal is completely strong, holds up to high windstorms, but the plastic or the casing they have always rips, and it got low ratings. Well, I already have the plastic. I have enough. I have a 50-foot by 50-foot, I believe, greenhouse cover, the plastic, plenty for me. I just need the supports to hold it up, and I need something heavy duty because I was going to use that last year, and I'm telling you, it is so heavy. Shit, it's coming down out there. It was so heavy that I was afraid, and I knew it would crush everything. Everything would have crushed down to the ground, because those little plastic pipes, those aren't strong enough for something like that. You need like a metal pipe, and they say the type of metal pipe you need. Apparently, they're not that much money. Um, I could get it done kind of cheaply, but at the same time, like, dude, I wasn't ready to do it now, and I'm already having leaf miner issues, so I don't really want plastic over it in that sense. But I do. I don't want the whole thing in plastic. I just want the water to not to go on them, you know? Because, man, it's pouring out. Oh, shit. You know, I'm going to take a peek at my place. Dude, it's like a friggin' Noah's Ark out there. Oh, God. One of my plants got wiped out. I just looked out my window. It's wiped out. Flat on the ground. I may be drunk or wrong, but I'm going to end this one. I'm going to go out and see what the fuck happened. It's early enough. I think I can save her, but from what I saw, the fucker was completely on the ground, man. Like a mess of plants. I don't know what the hell happened out there, but luckily I have two gardens going. So this isn't a complete loss to me. I've got the garden at the beach, so I'm ending this one here, and this is crazy shit.